AS-Level, Sequences and Series. Exam Preparation Examples, Part 2. Let's continue with another example. P and 2P are the first and second, so it's the first and the second terms, respectively, of an arithmetic progression. I always underline the important things. The nth term, so remember that's Tn, is 336. And the sum of the first n, so that's Sn, is 7224. Write down two equations in n and p and hence find the values of n and p. What makes this one is a bit difficult is because of the unknowns, the variables in there. Okay, in the first and second term. But let's start. Okay. So let's start. T, so the first term is p and then it's 2p. So what's the value of A? It's P. What's the value of D? It's T2 minus T1. So it's 2P minus P, and that is equal to P. Okay. So form two equations with two unknowns and solve them simultaneously. So remember, I have a Tn and a Sn. So let's start with Tn. That is 336. Remember, A is P. Did you see? A is P. But D is also P, so just substitute the P's. Then simplify, and then these two cancel out. I'm ending, and if I put it in terms of P, it's 336 over N, and that's equation 1. Okay, now let's go to equation 2. So Sn is n over 2, 2a plus bracket d n minus 1. So put in n over 2, 2p, p, n minus 1. Now I think I will put in an extra step, because sometimes if you leave out steps, especially in textbooks, then it takes the students and the learners so much to figure it out. Okay, so if I multiply, if you put this over 1, remember that 2 is over that. So that is where I got the 1, 4, 4, 4, 8. But then I was ending, and I'm just going to put now two steps, but in the text I will just put 1. So it's going to be 2p plus pn minus p. And now I'm just going to simplify this. So it's 1, 4, 4, 4, 8. And that is going to be, and you can already simplify that too by making it 1p. So it's going to be pn. Otherwise, it's 2pn plus pn squared minus pn. N. Okay, and that is like, so it's, and then you will see that you end up with 144 np or pn, doesn't matter, 1pn and pn squared. So I think I will just put in a few extra steps to help there. Okay, and that is equation 2. So now substitute 1 into equation 2, and that's what I did. And then the n's cancel nicely out. One of the n's cancel out, take over, simplify. And I got that the value of n is 42. And then I must find still the value of p. And I got the value of p is 8. So it's not really that difficult. Very algebraic manipulation. I want you to stop the video. And I want you to do number 1, 2, and 3. And I want you to do it like stop, check, go. Okay, so make sure that you do one, check the answer, then do the other one, check the answer, do the third one, check the answer. Okay, it's long sums, but first try your best before you check the videos. Question number 1. The first, the second, and the third terms of an arithmetic progression. Now, I did this as, I'll say, level 2, in the sense that it's now in terms of variables. So it's k, 6k, k plus 6. And now don't forget always to underline. So I know that this is a AP. I know that this is term 1, term 2, term 3. Okay. Find the value of the constant k. Okay. Now don't forget always this, that to find D, but because it's an AP, so T2 minus T1 will be equal to T3 minus T2. So 6k minus k will be equal to k plus p, k plus 6. Luckily, I thought, oh, k plus p. I wrote it incorrect there. Did you see that? So let's just correct it here also. So k plus 6. Okay. K plus 6 minus 6k. Now I can just simplify quickly all this lot of k's. So this is going to be 5k plus 6k. And that is going to be, okay, let's just see. Oh, so that's 5. Oh, there was another k. Okay, so let's just get all that k's. No, it's unnecessary. I'm doing now long things. Okay. Okay, so this is 5k. And this is, I'm doing it long now, 5k plus 6. So it's 5k plus 5k equals 6. And that's 10k equals 6. So therefore, k is equal to 6 over 10 or 3 over 5. Okay. So this is, find the value of the constant k. That was number A. Now number B. Find the sum of the first 30 terms of the progression. Okay, so if I go now S, okay, before I go there, let's just see if I have. If I fill in my terms, it's always good to first just see. Okay, so I have the value of A. Okay, so let's just, before I start there, I just want to fill in there. So this is going to be, so term 1. You don't have to, I just want to for that you see, because sometimes it's not so obvious. So term 1 is going to be 3 over 5. And this is going to be 6, 3 over 5. And this is going to be 3 over 5 plus 6. Okay, but basically, so I'm saying 3, let me see, 5. Okay, so this is going to be 3 over 5, 3 and 3 over 5. And this is going to be 6 and 3 over 5. Okay, but let's see if we can find without that. So let's just find term 30. So it's 30 over 2. Now luckily I have A, so it's 3 over 5. So the value of D, I just want to see, do I have the value of D? Did I fill it in? But let's just see. Oh, yes. That is also the value of D. Did you see that? So basically, let's just see, let's just test. So if I want to find the value of D, it's 2 minus T1, and that's going to be 3 and 3 over 5 minus 3 over 5. And the value of D is going to be 3. Did you see that? So then I'm just going to say plus 3, and then it's 30 minus 1. And that's going to be 15. And now I'm just going to simplify this. It's 6 over 5 plus 29 times 3, which will be 87. And if I simplify all this, I'm going to get 1, 3, 2, 3. And that will be the sum to 30. So just remember to work out D, and you had A. A was 3 over 5, and that was the value of D. Not so difficult. Okay. Let's clean and let's do number 2. Okay. Just want to get space here. Okay. Let's start with number 2. An arithmetic progression has first term 4. So it's a AP. and the first term is 4. Okay. And common difference, the common difference, D. It's D. The sum of the first n terms of the progression, so Sn equals 5863. Okay, that's the information I have up to now. Okay, so now I start. So show that. Now let's just start with number A. So let's start with, okay, let me first write down the formula. So it's n over 2, 2a plus bracket n minus 1 d, or dn minus 1. So I have 5863 equals n over 2, and then I have a, don't forget you have a, so that is a. So 2, and I have 4, plus I'm just going to put the d in front. Okay, I'm doing a little bit long. So then it's 5863. Okay, I always multiply on the other side. So if I multiply on the other side, I get 11726 equals n. I could have made this smaller. So by dn minus d. So it's 11726 equals 8n plus dn. Okay, I want you to now, before I'm going to reverse this step. And the reason why is that you must look what they asked you. They want you to get this. Now, because they want this, I'm not going to, I don't even going to simplify it out there. Do you hear? So I'm going to get this, so I'm even going to reverse further. Okay, sorry. Okay, so basically, I'm just going to multiply by 2, so it's correct. I get 11726 equals n, and now I'm going to get then that 8 plus, and now they want the d on the back. It doesn't matter where they want the d. So basically, I'm just going to say, okay, I'm first going to leave it there, d n minus 1. But if I multiply it in, I'm going to do it like this. I'm going to say 8n plus nd n minus 1. Okay. Now, I'm basically just going to divide everything by n, because you see there. So I'm basically just going to divide by n. So I divide n, I divide n, divide n. It's like an equation. You can do anything with it as long as you do it with all the terms. So you're going to get 11726 over n equals 8 plus d n minus 1. Okay, are you with me? And now I'm just going to rearrange. Remember, I'm trying to get this. So I'm just going to rearrange that. So I leave this. Do you see that? And I'm just taking that 8 over. So basically, therefore, let's go to blue. Therefore, d n minus 1 equals, okay, leave it on that side, take over, but then it's just 11726 over n minus 8. So basically, and I almost was not concentrating, and I also follow the incorrect way. If they say show that, always keep this in mind. Otherwise, it's going to be a long way to get to that form again. So just focus the whole time on what they want. Okay. So that was number A. Now let's go to number B. Luckily we have that. Okay. So let's just do number B. Okay, it's still AB. Given that the nth term, so Tn equals 139, find the values of n and d given the value of d as a fraction. Okay. So let's start with the formula. Tn equals a plus d n minus 1. So I know it's 139. I know the first term is 4. Don't forget the first term is 4. So 4 plus d, I don't know this, n minus 1. I can simplify it, so I'm going to try to get that. So I'm going to get 139 minus 4, so it's 135 equals d bracket n minus 1, or rather say d bracket n minus 1 equals 135. Okay, now you have this value of a. So basically, can I just clean it again? Basically, do you see you have an expression there, this expression, or doesn't matter if it's the back or in the front. So basically, you are going to now, let's call this is the answer of A, and this is now my second equation, B. So I'm going to substitute A, or let's rather say B in A. Let's just see, I'm going to substitute B into A. So basically, I'm going to just say, okay, 135. So in that place, I'm going to say, remember, it was, let me first write it down. 11726 over n minus 8. So basically, in this, you see, I'm going to put the 135. So 135 is equal to 11726 over n minus 8. Okay, so let's just add the 8 on this side. So it's 143 equals 11726 over n. And then cross multiply. So it's 143n equals 11726. Okay, and if I divide by 143, and I divide 143, I get that the value of n is equal to 82. Okay, what was the question? Let's just go to the question. Given the nth term is 1, find the values of n and d, given the value of d as a fraction. Okay, so I have n, but I must still find d. Okay, just substitute it there in. So I'm just using that formula, that one. So I say d n minus 1 equals 135. So d, so 82 minus 1 equals 135. Okay, so d 81 equals 135. So d equals 135 over 81, and that's the fraction that's coming. And what fraction is coming if you simplify that? So we're just going to end up by saying therefore, therefore d equals 5 over 3. Okay. Or you can say 1 2/3, but leave it 5 over 3. Just simplify it to that. Yeah, it's a bit different, but not difficult. Okay, so if you struggled a little bit with it, my advice will always be to do it again and see if you come yourself to the correct answers. Don't just watch the movie and think it will stuck. You have to go take a piece of paper, put off the video, just look at the sum and see if you can come to the answers on your own. Okay, let's do the final one. Okay, let's start with example 3. An arithmetic progression P has first term A and common difference D. Okay, an arithmetic progression Q has first term 2 bracket A plus 1 close the bracket and common difference D plus 1. It is given, and then they gave you these ratios. Find the value of A and the value of D. Now, remember, don't make the mistake to work separately. It's given in fraction. You can work it out separately, but at the end, as soon as you start using this right-hand side, it must be in terms of a fraction. Okay, but let's start. Let's start notifying everything. Okay, so let's go to the first one. Okay, I just want to just get the place there. Okay, let's start with P. So A will be A and D will be D. Okay, and then we go to Q, where we will say A will be 2 bracket A plus 1 and D will be D plus 1. Okay, now let's start. The fifth term of P. So let's just create T5. It's equal to A plus 5 minus 1 D. So it's equal to A plus 4D. Okay. Then we go for the 12th term of Q. So T12 equals A. Okay. Remember A. Let's just put the correct A in. This is now A. So it's 2 A plus 1. Remember the formula. Let me write it here down. Tn equals A plus bracket n minus 1 D. Okay, or dn minus 1, doesn't matter. So let's just go on. Plus D and then n. Okay, don't forget that D. Let's just write it in. Okay, I'm going to leave it in that format. So it's going to be 12 minus 1. Get that bracket correct. And then don't forget D is D plus 1. So it's going to be 2A plus 2 plus 11D plus 11. And if I simplify it, it's just going to be 2A. I'll just get that. Don't want to. Okay, 2A plus 11D, and the 12 plus the 11 will be 13. Okay, now I can put it in that fraction. So now I'm going to say, I want to see if I can use another color. So the fifth, okay, so it's almost like T5 of Q over T12 of P equals 1 over 3. So it's going to be A plus 4D over 2A plus 11D plus 13 is equal to 1 over 3. Okay. So if I multiply, it's going to be 3A plus 4D equals 2A plus 11D plus 13. So it's 3A plus 12D equals 2A. I'm doing long now. Okay, so let's just get all that A's. I think the best will be to underline first. Okay, and then there's a 12D and a 11D and there's a 13. So if I get all the A's, so it's 3 minus 2, so it's A plus 12 minus 11 plus D, so plus 1D. Get that correct. So plus D, and that's equal to 13. And that will be equation 1. Okay, but now I must still find equation 2. So that was B1, and now I will go for 2. So now it's going to the sum. So let's just keep on to my colors. Let's just put it a bit down. So see if we can. I think I'm going to just make it smaller because I want to see the top also. Okay, there it is. So I think what I'm going to do is, I can even do it on this side also. I think so. I'm just going to do it here. Okay, so it's going to be S5. So I'm at the green again. So, oh, let's just get my pen correct. I think I'm going to rather do it under. Okay. So it's S5, and don't forget the formula for Sn, let's just write it here, is n over 2, 2a plus bracket n minus 1 d. So S5 equals 5 over 2, 2, and in the place, and then, okay, don't forget, that's just a, plus, and then it's 5 minus 1, and then it's d. So it's just going to be, if I'm going to simplify this, it's just going to be, okay, let's just quickly check here. It's just going to be 5. Okay. It's going to be 10 divided by 2. So it's 5a plus, this is 4d, but divided by 2. Okay, so 4d, but times the 5, it's 20 divided by 2. So that is going to be 10a. Okay, so that's S5. And then I go for S, where am I? Also, oh, Q5, but that was for S. Okay, let's just say this was for Q. And now I go for, no, that was for P. Let's just correct. That was for P. And now I will go for Q. Okay, so again it's 5. So let's just keep to the 5. And keep to the color also. So 5. So it's going to be 5 over 2. Just concentrate now on your values. So 2a, do you remember that is a? So it's 2. Let's just multiply it in. I think it's going to be easier then. It's 2a plus 2. So then it's 2a plus 2 plus, okay, then it's going to be 5 minus 1. And then d, don't forget it's d plus 1. And now I can simplify. Okay, this was Q. Okay, so it's 5 over 2. I'm just going to simplify the inside first. So it's going to be 4a plus 4 plus 4d plus 4. And if I simplify this, this is going to be, okay, let's just see if I read through. This is 20 divided by 2, so it's going to be 10a. This is going to be, okay, let's first do the d. So this is 4 times 5, it's 20 divided by 2, so it's 10d. And then it's going to be, this is 8, and 8 times 5, it's 40, divided by 2, so that's going to be 20. Okay. And now I'm just going to put it in. So now I'm just going to, I just want to keep to my blue there. So it's just going to say, okay, let's just go back to my question there. I'm there. So it's going to say S5 of Q. Let's just see if it's Q of P. Oh, that's interesting. That was P and Q. Let me just see. I see something that I just want to correct. So that was also of P. That was correct written, but they're incorrect. So it's S5, and now I can do the same here. So it's going to be also P on top. Let's get my color again correct. P over S5Q. And that's going to be 2 over 3. Okay, so it's going to be, let's just go there. It's going to be, oh, I don't want to be green. I want to keep to blue. So it's going to be 5a plus 10a, this, over this, 10a plus 10d plus 20, and that's going to be 2 over 3. And as I said to you, this is very long sums sometimes. Okay, but not so difficult. So I'm going to end up with 2, 10a plus 10d plus 20 equals 3, 5a plus 10, oh, definitely not, that should have been d. D. Sorry. Okay, usually if you write it, you see, oh, that's not correct. Okay, so 20A plus 20D plus 40 equals 15A plus 30D. And if I'm going to start simplifying it, okay, let's just do again. We mark our things. So there's the A's, there is the D's, and there's the 40. So if it's 20 minus 15, so it's going to be 5A. This is going to be 20 minus, so minus 10D. And this is equal to, if I take it over, negative 40, if I want to get it. Don't forget that this is going to be my equation 2. Okay, and what do you think I'm going to do now? I'm going to solve equation 1 and equation 2, pen, 2 simultaneously. So let's just do that. Let me just rewrite 1. I think the best will be to first just get 1 down. So 1 was A plus D equals 13. Okay. So if I want to simplify, I can make this negative 5. So it's going to be negative 5A minus 5D. And this one is going to be 565. Okay. So this is going to be negative 65. Okay, I'm just going to rewrite that one again. So this was 1. It's still 1. And now I'm just rewriting 2. Okay, and then I cancel and I get negative 15D equals negative 105. And then I divide by negative 15. I divide by negative 15. And I get that the value of D is equal to 7. Now I must just get my value of A. Use your simple equation. So A plus 7 equals 13. I substitute into 1. And then A is equal to 13 plus 7. So 13 plus 7. And that is going to be, let's just see if I made a mistake. It seems to me, so it's A. Oh, I see what's the mistake. It was A plus D. That's why it's sometimes better to first write it down. Can I just show you? Yeah, let me show you the mistake. It was A plus D equals 13. So it was plus 7. So it was supposed to be a negative 7 there. And then the value of A. So therefore, the value of A will be equal to 6. And that will be your final answer. They ask you to find the value of D, and they ask you to find the value of A. I like to end always just by showing you very briefly, very quickly. If you want to go, if you don't have a copy of the Y equals mx+c mathematics textbooks, then you can just, let's just open it. Okay. Then you can just basically go and check in one of these books shops if you want to buy your own copy.